Everybody, Psychic Hunter David. Well, it is Wednesday. I thought today was Tuesday. I sort of got him getting lost in the days. That's good because I want January over. Anyway, it's quite interesting the events on a world scale and the things that I'm seeing. I just got off the phone with a client and I've got another Zoom meeting in a little while. One of the things we have to understand about the winter, I always reiterate Richard III by Shakespeare. This is now is the winter of discontent. Wintertime to me, the months of January, February, even into the first few weeks of March, are a period of time for each and every one of us to get to the bottom of things. Deal with the conflictions that you're dealing with, deal with what's going on financially and economically and or the problems there. Deal with situation, albeit legal, whatever you've got to deal with if you can. This period this year with Pluto is that Pluto's coming in with Uranus and saying, I'm just going to destroy things. I'm going to pull them right down, not unlike what's happening with Trump. So people can say, oh, this, yeah, well, this is Pluto too. It's not just he, it is Pluto. Because Pluto is the mass destroyer. Pluto in Aquarius, as I said, is about the rebellion revolution. Sure, things are going to be spun out of this. It's happening all over the world. We're seeing it spread from as far as China, Russia, or Korea, and all the way through across Europe with different walks, talks, fights, arguments, standing on behalf of. But I believe that one thing that's very important about this winter that has come up numerous times is to be able to take a look at your own life and say to yourself, am I really living my joy here? It's like if there's numerous clients that have gone through this, well, this position's open. And I've sort of just casually looked at the reading and said, well, wait a minute here. Is this position that you've actually now been, asked about? Will you submit your CV? Will you admit your resume? Um, is this a bilateral move? Is it of any consequence? Is it really aiding you with your self-evaluation of self-worth? Is it really aiding you? Are you content with this? A lot of us are not content with present circumstance. Sometimes that takes time to be able to go over things, to be able to reassess things. There's a lot of people in society that are trying to get away from things. They bring things with them that are part of their upbringing and they try to institute them where it is actually against the law. We're going through a little bit of that here. One of the things I think that is very important is to have the integrity and tenacity to say, no, you're not going to get away with this because I'm going to take a stand, whether, you have to get media involved or not, which a lot of people are doing. So this rebellion revolution is also a stand to bureaucracies, and there's tons of them. So don't think in the United States of America, President Trump elect isn't going to be stood up against, because he will. There'll be people that disagree, and this is normal, and this is why we have senates and we have Parliament here with Canada, and you have Parliament in Britain, is to iron out and yell out these scenarios. As far as becoming paranoid over somebody that is extreme in personality, it's not. But I do have to say that, we can say whatever we want, but, people don't get to the level, whether they've concocted it or not, that are stupid. The other thing I was speaking about, which I think is going to make tremendous sense, is objectives. And having your list of objectives of where do I go from here? What is this about? This is another January, February into March. So people can criticize the Kardashians, they can criticize anyone they want, Madonna, whomever. But first and foremost, the individuals in question, including Martha Stewart, there's many of them, actually, not only was it based upon talent, they had talents, many talents. They had an objective. They had an idea. Now that idea morphed, it grew, it expanded. They embellished it with other things. You have to give the Kardashians credit. These girls were, I would say they were okay looking, but they made it their mandate. And yes, they were given, opportunity. Their mom was a socialite already when she married Kris Jenner, the previous Kris Jenner. And we have to look at where people come and how they get from A to Z. There's always objectives, meaning that you say, I want to be rich. Well, what the hell does that mean? Here's $1. The goal this winter is to create objectives. Create your wish board on your fridge. I don't have mine up, but create your wish board on your fridge. But understand it takes objectives. You're not going to be $90,000 in debt and walk in and be able to buy a house. I mean, it's just not going to work. They're going to say, how are you going to be able to afford and carry this? The aspect of sitting, fantasizing, and wishing and wanting doesn't work. It does work with creative visualization that you manifest opportunity in order to get from A to B, C, D. So one of the goals I'd set out for you guys is use this period of time to start looking at objectives in your experience. Are you really fulfilled and happy? Now, when I hear this from clients as well about when I meet such and such, I'm going to be so happy. Well, no, you're not. Because happiness starts within, is the self. And it is interactive with that which you bring, and it can be the worst goddamn thing you've ever chosen to bring into your experience. So one of the things I would suggest about this winter, look at objectives. Look at, am I fulfilled with my experience? Look at, where can I go from here, and how can I take these steps from here to the moon, or Mars, as Mr. Musk and Trump have said they're going to put a flag on. Comic relief. So all I can say to you guys is, you heard it here first. I'm giving you guys a little bit of this today because this is extremely important right now. Pluto is at its peak right now with Aquarius. We are in those beginning weeks of Aquarius, days actually, and Pluto's sitting right here. So Pluto is the mass destroyer. So it's coming in to pull things down, and each and every one of us, to one degree or another, in some way, has Aquarius with Pluto somewhere. It's in the constellation of Taurus. Anybody that's in the beginning of those fixed signs, early Taurus, early Scorpio, early Aquarius, early Leo, they're going to be feeling this. So anyway, I wish you guys all the best. You heard it here first. I'm around. I'm available. Skype is available. Skype readings are fabulous, so just let me know. Anyway, I wish you all the best. Cheers.